The Texas Heartbeat Act, also known as Senate Bill 8 or SB 8, is a controversial law that bans abortion after the detection of embryonic or fetal cardiac activity, which normally occurs after about 6 weeks of pregnancy. This law effectively prohibits most abortions in Texas, since many women do not even know they are pregnant at that stage. But what makes this law even more unprecedented and alarming is that it allows anyone to sue anyone who helps a woman get an abortion after 6 weeks of pregnancy, regardless of their relationship to the woman or the abortion provider. This means that anyone, from a neighbor to a stranger, can sue not only the doctor who performs the abortion, but also the nurse who assists, the counselor who advises, the friend who drives, or even the family member who pays for the procedure. The law does not allow the state to enforce the ban directly, but instead relies on private citizens to file lawsuits against anyone who violates or aids and abets a violation of the law. The plaintiffs do not need to have any personal stake or injury from the abortion, and they can sue multiple defendants for the same abortion. The defendants can be sued in any county in Texas, regardless of where they live or where the abortion took place. The law also offers a strong incentive for filing these lawsuits. If the plaintiffs win, they are entitled to at least $10,000 in damages for each abortion, plus their legal fees. The defendants, on the other hand, cannot recover their legal fees even if they win. This creates a huge financial risk for anyone who is involved in or supports an abortion after 6 weeks of pregnancy in Texas. The law has been widely criticized by legal experts, human rights groups, medical professionals, and reproductive rights advocates as unconstitutional, unethical, and dangerous. They argue that the law violates the right to privacy and bodily autonomy of women and their partners, as established by the landmark Supreme Court case Roe v. Wade in 1973. They also contend that the law undermines the rule of law and access to justice by creating a system of vigilante justice and bounty hunting that encourages harassment, intimidation, and abuse of anyone who is associated with abortion care. The law has also been challenged in court by various parties, including the U.S. Department of Justice, abortion providers, and civil rights organizations. However, the law has remained in effect since September 1, 2021, after the Supreme Court declined to block it in a 5-4 decision. The legal battles over the law are still ongoing and could reach the Supreme Court again in the future. The Texas Heartbeat Act is one of the most extreme and restrictive abortion laws in the country. It has effectively banned most abortions in Texas and has created a climate of fear and uncertainty for women and their partners who face an unwanted or complicated pregnancy. It has also opened the door for anyone to sue anyone who helps a woman get an abortion after 6 weeks of pregnancy, regardless of their motives or connection to the case. This law has profound implications for the rights and privacy of women and their partners in Texas and beyond. The man in the story used a controversial law in Texas to harass and intimidate his girlfriend and her family, even though she had an abortion in Colorado, where it is legal, and how this caused her emotional and financial distress. The law, known as the Texas Abortion Trigger Law, went into effect on August 25, 2022, after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, the landmark decision that legalized abortion nationwide. The law bans almost all abortions in Texas and allows anyone to sue abortion providers or anyone who helps someone get an abortion for at least $10,000 in damages. The man in the story found out that his girlfriend had an abortion in Colorado when she was 6 weeks pregnant. He claimed that he was the father of the fetus and that he had a right to sue her under the Texas law. He also sued her parents, who had paid for her travel expenses and medical bills, and her friend, who had accompanied her to the clinic. He argued that they had aided and abetted an illegal abortion in Texas, even though the abortion took place in Colorado, where it is legal at all stages of pregnancy. He said that Colorado's laws did not matter because Texas had jurisdiction over the fetus as a Texas resident. The lawsuit caused the woman and her family a lot of stress and anxiety. They had to hire lawyers to defend themselves and face the possibility of losing thousands of dollars in damages. They also faced harassment and threats from anti-abortion activists who supported the man's lawsuit. They felt violated and traumatized by the man's intrusion into their private lives. The woman said that she had an abortion because she was not ready to be a mother and that it was her right to make that decision. She said that she had no regrets about her choice and that she was grateful for the support of her family and friends. She said that she hoped that the court would dismiss the lawsuit and protect her rights. The case is still pending in a federal court in Texas. The woman and her family are hoping that the court will rule in their favor and recognize that the Texas law does not apply to abortions performed in other states where they are legal. They are also hoping that the court will strike down the law as unconstitutional and prevent other people from being sued for exercising their reproductive rights.